Hey, my name's Eric. I'm making animated faces that you can talk to. Alright, let's demo. I don't have too much time on the clock here, about an hour. So I'm going to see what I can get done in an hour. So, there was this thing I thought was going to take me a lot longer than it did. I got it almost all the way done yesterday. Okay, you click on one of these lines. Okay, I'm going to click on it. Click, then you drag it. Okay, and then there's an insertion point there. Now that one, you can see the insertion point is way off from where I started dragging. That's the bug I'm going to fix today. If I let go, it hides that insertion point. But if I pick from the very top, and this is a clue as to what the bug is, that black line is actually doing a good job of being where I want it to be. So that would allow me to move this line to where the insertion point is. I haven't written the code that moves the line yet. First, I'm going to fix the bug with the insertion point. I think it has to do with the value of the mouse position being relative to the top of the thing you clicked on, as opposed to the top of the scrollable area. So if I'm up here, you know, it's kind of hovering around up top. I'm up here, same thing. It starts the insertion line up top. So I need something that just kind of corrects for that difference. So that's what I'm going to do today. And if I get that done quick enough, I might even try to get the reordering of the line working, which would be a completed feature. But I won't promise that to myself or you, the listener. Okay. So thinking about this a little bit. Here's my drag interactions. Okay, I got my heights here. The event, it's coming from native event offset Y. I think I need to add this to something. So up here on node drag, this is where I get the event. The event offset Y. It's gonna come from the thing that's being dragged. Let's change this to be offset from parent Y number. Let's see, offset from parent. Yeah, no, that's about right. Let's stick with that. And I might have a hard time remembering this part of it, so I'm just gonna stick it in a comment over here since I'm getting rid of that. Thank you. That's helpful. Yeah, sure. That's very good. Drag position. Okay, well, and essentially it becomes this. Okay. To do, call this after Let me see if, yes, that's correct. That's so correct. Copilot is just in the habit of amazing me. Okay. So I need something else. I need... I need the top Y value of the current node, and then I add the offset Y to it. Okay, so I will create a function that looks that up. Let's see, function calc top of node. Yeah, it's probably got it. Okay, so let's see if it's doing the summing that I was expecting. Okay, it sets the top value to 0. It did pass in the right information. Okay, so we look at each node, and I may phrase this differently. That's good. Okay, then it says, give me the height. Give me the height of the node. And if it's undefined, we will just return 0. That's okay. That's about right. Because the idea is that if any of these measurements are undefined, then we don't trust any of them. And the reason why they might not be defined is because of them all coming in at different times from callbacks. Okay. Then the top just gets the height added. Okay, now let me see. Are there any off by 1 errors here? So if we were on the very first one, I equals 0, node number equals 0, it would exit out of here and we just return 0. If we were on node 1, it would loop through once and set the top equal to the height of the first node, and then in the next loop around, it's going to exit this loop and it'll return that top. That looks like entirely correct code to me. Okay, so I think this is the right code, but after I get it working, I may want to refactor it. Because if you think about this on node drag, it is doing these calculations after every movement. And computers are fast, so it seems to do fine. But all this calculation need not be on every mouse event. I might also... All right, I'm getting ahead of myself. Let's just... Yeah. And then what was the other value I had below? Offset from parent Y. See, it's even guessing with the typo in it. Yeah, and it guessed correctly, but I'll fix my typo. Okay. So it's just adding those two together. And I like this comment here, but I'm a fan of self-documenting code. So I'm going to take this and assign it to a variable. No. Okay. Mouse pointer offset from, yeah, that. Okay, I'll just delete this. And we will change this to not pass an event, but the offset from parent Y. Okay, that may be enough to fix the bug I was showing. Let's take a look. Okay, first just to make sure I haven't regressed. Okay, that's fine from the top. Let's try one underneath. Working. Okay. You know what? I'm going to have this functionality done in this session. I'm going to get this to actually move the line. But before I leap to that, I want to return to these drag measurements. Let's do a node tops. No, I got a better idea. Yeah, okay. The problem is all these heights can come in, they can come in piecemeal. So if I want them to be fast, okay, so at first I was thinking, let's do node tops. Like that. The issue is, like I was saying, node tops. It's not going to be it's not going to be settable each time one of these things is set. Each time one of these elements is set. So there has to be something that runs through and calculates all the node tops. So let me add one more state variable. A good place to put this would be update drag measurements. So drag measurements. We'll say calc tops of node. And why don't you pass in the node heights? Oh wait, let's do it this way. Just pass in drag measurements and we'll let these. Yeah. Not node tops, node tops. Okay. So calc node tops, pass in the drag measurements. Node tops. Yes. Okay. Yeah. Let's see if you can get it. All right. Okay. So this is pretty similar to the calc top of node. Gonna reset all the node tops. Go through, look for the height. If the height is undefined, we return. I think I'm ready to make this a little bit more easy to see failure. Yeah. Okay, so the height will be boom, boom. Node height. Okay, height equals undefined. Turn false. That's a failure condition. Drag measurements, node tops, push the top, then just boom, 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 boom. Okay, easy. And I can get rid of this one because I'm going to do it differently. I'm going to do it more performantly. Top node equals drag measurements Yep. And if not, yep, that's what I want. Okay. Okay. And here I can do something too. I can say if we're successfully calculating the node tops, then we'll go ahead and set the drag measurements. Otherwise, this can just stay as it is. Like I don't need to update all of the, I don't have to update every single time. The good thing about this is the setter will not be called for drag measurements until all of the individual heights are reported in callbacks from the different nodes that get rendered. Okay, so that should not have regressed anything, but I'm going to go check. Nope, it regressed something. Ooh, never called update drag measurements. That's something that should be done. No, it is being called. It is being called. On receive node height, yeah. Okay. May want to step through that to see what's going on. Occurs to me that this needs to be set as well. Okay. So let's come back to here. Refresh the page, just in case there's something like sticking around in memory that's messing it up. Okay. Alright, is it still doing the bug? Yes. It's no longer doing any kind of insert after type of a thing. So that makes me think, oh, wait a minute. No, it did. There. Okay. Looks like the top one I can't get any action on. The one underneath I can. So this one, no insertion point. This one, fine. The very bottommost one, fine. Let me see, is it going how I expect? Yeah. So it's like the very first one has got something wrong with it. Let me change the name of this to be update, because usually when I use that verb calc, what I mean is it's going to return a value that is the calculated value, and here we'll just say update. Okay, so I think I need to walk through this. In the debugger. Okay. I think I can put in the code for this too, but yeah, no, just wait. Solve one thing at a time. Okay. So debugger. Let's go to sources. I'm going to give myself a little more space to see what's going on in the debugger. And then drag interactions. I got to find that. Oh, I feel stupid. It was already there. Okay. So let's do update drag measurements and just see how it works. I think I'll probably need to refresh again, get the right font. There we go. Interesting. So it didn't even come. Oh, I got the wrong one. It's this one. Okay. Let's do another remount on this thing. Okay, now it should call it a whole bunch of times. It should call it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. About 21 times. So this one, I'm curious if it goes in rendering order. Node number is 0. Okay. Then when we do update node tops, that should fail. Oh, it didn't. Okay. I expected it to return false here. It did not. Okay. I want to see what the measurements look like. Drag measurements, node tops. It doesn't have anything. No, it does. It does. It has. The first one is there. Okay. Call again. Got 2 heights. Now let's go into here and see what actually happens. Node height's length is 2. Okay. Well, that would be why it never returns false. Okay, sets this to empty. Puts out top, which is 0. In the first element of drag measurements, node tops. Go on to the next. Okay, node tops 0 and 55. Node heights 55 and 39. Okay, that so far so good. Let's just go to the end of the whole thing. Oh, that's a little bit hard because it's all coming from callbacks. Okay, so that's 2 of them. Let's go 3, 4, 5, 6. So actually, I don't need to count loud. I can see the count right here. It is going in rendering order. Okay. Length 21. This is probably the last one. Okay, I'm just looking at node tops. It looks very healthy. Hold on, one more. Okay. Like this is a sum, an upward sum. Okay. So I guess the next thing for me to check is going to be, oh, there's an extra element, at least one extra element. Okay. Okay, it still looks healthy. It is getting called multiple times per element. It is like overriding the values with the same values. Okay. So these are just gonna, let's see, what node number is it passing? 5, yeah, it's just doing like a double render type thing. Okay. So then I want to see what happens when I do the drag. So mouse up to the top. This is the one that didn't work, just the first node. Okay. Oh, I see. So here's my mistake. I said if we get a non-positive value of top of node return. Well, a valid value is 0, and I just need to reword this to say if it's undefined, return. That's all. Okay. Easy bug to fix. Okay, that fixed it. And I still have no idea why this guy comes down a few pixels as I do things over here. I have to figure that one out later. Okay, I feel like it's time to get this thing in the mix. So what I'll do is inside our Spiel screen, do a use effect. Use effect. You're right, revision is what I wanted to use. Now, that's not the thing I was trying to do. Update. Drag measurements to match node count. That's what I wanted to do. So we'll pass in drag measurements. No, that's not correct. Okay. Node count is the first, then drag measurements, then set. Now let's just call it node count and I'll assign it from up above. Drag measurements, set drag measurements. Okay. Const node count. Kinda. Or null. If node count equals null, return. And then we need to include inside of here drag measurements. Okay, use effect. Let's import it. Okay. Clear these. Okay, the insertion point is looking good. Now, if I delete one, let me try deleting one. Okay. Question is, does this still work with the dragging? It is working just fine. Okay, cool. Now, let's do another test. Let's do a test where I change the height of a node element. So right now, if I click on the middle of this, I go above, the insertion point's there. If I go down, the insertion point is there. So because it changes right at the middle, I know its height is measured correctly. Okay, what if I just delete this reply? That'll make it shorter. That'll make that row shorter. Okay, so now I'm going to click in the middle again. Move up and down. It is not doing well. It's not doing anything. Okay, what about the one above it? No, it's not. It's all fakaka. So I lost it after a remeasurement. Let's go see what the drag measurements actually look like. Okay, just show me the drag measurements. Okay, we've got an array of 1. What? Oh, that's a little bit strange. It says node height's array 1, node top's array 1. Oh, okay. Yeah, so something just truncated the whole array. Let me see if the first one still works. Yeah, the first one works. Second one does not. Okay. So when update drag measurements to match node count was called, passed the node count, and this almost looks like the node count that was passed was length 1. In order for me to test this out, I need to delete something else. But for me to have a good test, I need to refresh this so it gets a brand new array that's not messed up. Okay, so I'm clicking the spiels. Okay. And let's delete, well, first off, we're good, right? Got all the insertion points still working, good. Okay, so then we're going to delete Carla. Okay, I've got this thing here. Oh, but that wasn't what was actually called. Hold on. Okay. So let me take out some of the line width by setting the mood differently. Or here, not on the Carla line, on this one. I'll change this to a neutral mood. That'll shorten the line. Okay, so click update here. Huh. Okay. So update drag measurements wasn't called, even though this line was re-rendered. Okay. That's good to know, but it doesn't explain the other bug that I saw. So at this point, I think the line, okay, hold on. Okay, so at this point, I've still got the insertion line popping in. Does it look like it's off any place? It doesn't, actually. It looks kind of right. Okay. Yeah, everything's behaving correctly, and I kind of don't know why. because I had this guy with a breakpoint on to update the height. And after I changed this line to make it shorter, I expected the breakpoint to come here. It did not. It did not. Just gonna look at, is there anything else that sets, I should look in the proper ID instead of the debugger. Is there anything else that sets the drag measurements inside of Spiel screen? Okay, so this update drag measurements would set it. This is the callback that would update the height. Yeah, I don't know. It seems like it's working fine, even though that code didn't get called. All right. I'm going to test with it a little bit more, see if I can get a bug to reproduce. I still got the breakpoint set there. So if I edit this line and I set it to a different emotion than neutral, it's going to make that line bigger. Okay, but still, oh weird, it waited until I clicked on it to go and update the drag measurements. That's why it worked. It's unexpected, but I mean, it works for me. It works for me. It works for me just fine. I'm gonna let it go for now. The other bug that I saw where the whole like the whole drag measurements array got truncated. That one I'd like to be able to reproduce. Let me see if I can get it to reproduce. Okay, so I'll add a reply under here. Okay. Oh, okay, now I got update drag measurements to match node count. This might be what truncates. So what is node count being passed in? 1? Okay. That would truncate it. So the question is, why am I getting 1 passed in? Let's go back to Spiel screen. I said, oh, well, this is totally incorrect. This is an example of me getting overconfident with Copilot, if I'm completely honest with myself. It introduced the bug because I relied on it a little too much. I scanned over that line too quickly. Bam, okay. So it ruined the data structure, but I know what the bug is. I can fix the bug. Okay, Spiel screen. This is not so hard. What are you, whoa? What's use effect after mount? Hey, Teaked. So use effect after mount is like a custom hook I wrote. It's pretty simple. It comes up so many times that I want to do use effect, but have it only be called once after a mount. So I wrote this little thing. Otherwise, you get this thing where you have like a pretty classic line where you say use effect and you have your function declaration under dependency. You've got like the square brackets, and that's great up until the point it gets called 2 times by React. So if you want a similar effect, like this is up on my open source repo, if you want to reuse it. Okay, so what's its complaint? Number or undefined is not assignable. Okay. Let's change this to be undefined. That'll do it. Okay, so then that should fix that bug. Okay, we'll come back here. Okay. Okay, that should fix that bug, but I already destroyed the data structure, so refresh, come back in. I need to get a loading state on that initial load, so it's not blank white like that for so long. Okay, turn this off, just let it play through. Okay, and then let's set this breakpoint again. We'll come back in here. What's going on with that? Okay, so first must do that, then we do delete to remove the reply. Should come back with the node count being 21 instead of 1, or 20, yeah, because I deleted a line. Okay, so that should fix that bug, and then yeah, I'm still good. My data structure of the measurements of all the rows is still intact. Okay, so now it's time to write, with my remaining 20 minutes, the code that actually moves the node or the line to the insertion point when you let up off the drag. Okay, fun. So on node drag end, when I let up from it, I need to know not the insert after node, but what's a better term? What's the right name for this function? Find node no at y. Find node no at y. Okay. This one I'll give Copilot a good shot at writing. Find node no at y, and then I'm going to pass in offset from parent y. If I use good variable names, it gives it more clues to help it match. Yeah, and you're right. Passing the drag measurements next. Okay. Then let's go ahead and let it fill in. Okay, okay. So let's take a look at the code. Start height, end height. I equals 0. Okay, we're going to go through each node. Const height equals, just assign the height from the variable. Okay, if height equals undefined, we return null. We say this is garbage. We can't look at garbage to figure it out. Okay, end height. Drag measurements. node height, end height plus equals the current height. Okay, so we got the start height at 0, then end height will get that added to it. I'm going to change the names of these variables to something that makes more sense to me, but so far so good. Then we say if we are inside of those dimensions, return the node number. Otherwise, set the start height to the end height and loop back around to the next node. If we get to the whole thing and nothing is matched up to anything, we just say return null. Yeah, it's not bad. The problem is I'm doing two sets of calculations here, one for where the insertion point's going to be and the other one for where you're releasing the drag point. And I need to reuse the insertion point. So let's instead reuse this guy. I don't think it needs to be exported either. I'm going to just make it a private function, and I will move it up above in what I like to do is like a calling order. So like whenever you see a function that's being called like this, you know to look upwards to find it. So on node drag, right, got that. Then now I could also, instead of calculating this insert after node no, I could just have the parent component pass in the last insert after node no. And maybe that's what it did. But in that case, let's call it that. Be more explicit. Okay. Then I also need to know starting drag node no. Okay. Okay. So this on node drag is going to set the insert after node no, which is a use state variable up in the screen component. When I let up, I won't need the event on the drag end, but I will pass in the original node no, the original node number that the drag initiated from. I might have to store that in a use state variable, and I'll pass in whatever insertion point was at. So insert after node no can be, it could be set to null. So let's go ahead and allow for that possibility. If, yeah, we just return without doing anything. Boy, that's a good thought. But I need to take the insert after node no. Translate that into what? Hold on. Go back over to my other project that is a library of this one. And there's a function I added for moving a node. So I say this is the from index. This will be the start of the drag. And the new index is going to be so this is insert after index. Let's call it insert. No, it's not. It's not insert after index. It's one past the insert after index. It's what that index will be once you do the insertion. Or another way of saying it, it's the insert before index. Yeah, because if I say I have a node at 0 and I'm going to move it to 2, what that's really doing is moving the old node that was at position 2 to 3. Okay, so going back to WISP, need to convert. Here, I'll write it out because it is the kind of thing that GitHub may be able to, Copilot may be able to figure out. Convert insert after node. Yeah. Yeah, go ahead. I think it might be as simple as that. But thinking about the possibilities, so be quiet, Copilot. So let's think about -1, 0. N. Okay. So -1 means insert before the very first element. So that would make it be 0. -1 plus 1 is 0. Okay, that's correct. 0, that's just the same thing, plus 1. So if there were 10 elements, it's a 0-based array, and we pass in 9, then insert before node number is 10, which doesn't exist in the destination field, but that's fine. Okay. Because in that case, you're just saying okay, n, which really would be n minus 1, 9. Okay, I think it's right. I think it's right. Okay, so let me say yes. And no, you be quiet now. The other thing I need is the spiel. I need the spiel. And I will also need set revision. Let's import the spiel. Yeah. There you go. Spiel. Move node. I think I need to build my dependency to get that to come over. Okay, and this will probably work. Okay, then there is, see if you can, no, that's not right. Update revision for spiel. That's it. Yep. Okay, then the calling code. From Spiel screen, the tricky part is I have to track starting drag node number. And I think we'll need another setter there. Let's go ahead and add a use state for it. Const start. Yep. But let's do or null. Okay, and that means for my drag interactions, I'm going to want to pass this set start drag now. So on node drag, it's got this. Let's do do I want it on node drag start? That might be a little bit nicer. But for the moment, set start drag node. No. Okay. This will have to be updated. Or null, probably. Okay, let's come back here. Actually, just memorize it. Starting drag node, no. Insert after node, spiel, set revision. These are the two new ones. Spiel and set revision. Okay, back up to here. Spiel, set revision. Except spiel comes from revision. Okay. Got that feeling like I'm forgetting something. What could it be? So no red squigglies. Everything seems in order here. I just got that feeling like I'm forgetting something. Node number on node drag in. Am I passing the starting drag node number? I'm not. And okay, where is node? Oh, node number's coming from this. That's the node drag end. Oh, I don't need to track the, oh, good. I do not need to track that. Got it. Because I'll get this from the drag events. Okay, cool. So I get to remove a use state, which I like. Don't want these, so many of those, you know. Okay, but I do need to pass on the drag in. I need to pass this, which is the starting node drag number. Then I have to pass insert after node number, and it looks like some things are not set correctly on node drag event. No, okay. Yeah, get rid of event from this guy. Okay, now what's the deal here? On node drag, node drag measurement, set insert after. No number of drag measurements. Set node drag node. Don't need this one anymore. Yeah, don't need it. Don't need it. Okay, what's a passing event? The node number, drag measurements, and the setter for the insertion point. Down here, we're passing the node number, which is the same thing as the node that we started dragging from. The insertion point, the spiel, which will get reordered, revision, which is needed to tell the screen that the spiel is a different spiel after we update it. Set insert after node number, which is used to clear the insertion point after we're done. Then if I come back to here, I think it makes some sense, because things might fail or whatever, to just always clear the insertion point at the beginning, particularly if this is null. I don't know when it would be, but okay, so that seems fine. All right, this might be ready to work with 3 minutes left on the clock. Okay, so if I take this guy, say drag it down to here, I'm gonna drag it right under Carla, let go. I think it worked. I wasn't paying close enough attention when I was dragging though. Okay, let me try going the opposite way. I'm going to say I'll be back in 5 minutes. We'll go before Carla. Did something, but not the right thing. It put it at the very beginning. Okay. So let's set a breakpoint here. And just to make sure I've got a clean state, I'll come and do a reload. Come back into the spiel screen. And let's take the very top one, move it down beneath Carla. I'll be back in 5 minutes. Underneath Carla is the intended result. I'm expecting starting drag node number to be 0. It is. And the ending one, I'm expecting to be 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 should be the, oh, I noticed something. When I let go of the mouse, the insertion point jumped all the way back up to the top. So that's an issue. Now insert after node number, I expect to be like 5 or 6, but it's went back to -1. Something else happened before I let go of on node drag end. And it cleared the insertion point. So I don't like that. I think this is maybe the only code that has a setter. This is the only code that's got a setter. Is that true? Let me just double check that. I mean, okay, there is this, but this setter is not going to instantly change insert after node no. Anything else? Okay, so it really must be this setter, unless there's some weird interaction here I don't understand. but I just doubt it, because yeah, see, already I can see that this display is updated and it's showing the insert after being at -1, and I haven't called the setter to set it to null yet, so there's no way that this could have affected it. So I think it would have had to have been some code here. It's going to be a little bit tricky to debug, because on node drag gets called just like even more times than mouse movements. Like it actually gets called while you're just holding the mouse and not doing anything, not moving up or down. But it had to have been this. And it does it after I let go of the mouse button. Pretty sure. Okay. So the bug is not maybe in the new code, but maybe the old code. So like right now you see the insertion point, it's just, it's definitely not going up here. But as soon as I let go, it went all the way up to the top. As soon as I let go of the mouse button. One thing I could do is I could check the event here and see, is the mouse up or down? Maybe on node drag gets called when the mouse is up. If we can ignore that. Okay. MDN mouse event. Yeah, let's see. Buttons. Okay. So we'll say on node drag, if event, I think I gotta do native event buttons equals 0, then just return. See how well that works. Okay, still got this behavior working correctly. If I let go, I noticed it did not hop up to the top. All right. So that means I've got a shot at this working. I'm gonna do, can you do me a tiny favor below Carla? Okay, it looks like there's an off by 1 error. Dang it, I'm 5 minutes past my deadline to be done with this. Let me go the opposite direction. Can you do me a tiny favor? I'll go above Carla. That worked. Yeah, it just goes down 1 too far in that direction. Okay. So it needs slightly better logic. But I gotta come back to this. I gotta leave it for tomorrow. I hate doing that, but I have to. So it's time for me to take care of dinner. Alright, let's call it a stream. Teeks, thanks for hanging out. Whoever else might be here, thanks for hanging out. It is time for me to end my stream, go cook some dinner or order some dinner. And I'll probably be back tomorrow.
Just look away.
Alright. See you, Teeks.
Pushing on its own doesn't matter.
Stop on the stream.